Hey guys, what is up? Mr. Evan here, and today I am here with yet another story and a gameplay. So sit back, relax, and make sure to subscribe because these stories will never end. Okay? So this story has a humble beginning, but before that, I'm so sorry about the Shiloh and Bros reaction video that I just took out because there were some issues that I gotta deal with. But listen, I'll make a new one soon. But let's continue with the story. So this story begins with a really humble beginning when I was just trying to dress up to go somewhere important. So I was getting on with my turban and stuff. Then I just I just licked my teeth, like when you do that with your teeth, when you I think I'll only make it a little too weird for even for my own good. So yeah, I'm just not gonna say that. But either way, when I was checking my teeth, if everything was fine, then I found out that I had a gap in my teeth. Like not the gap between teeth, but the gap where there was inside my teeth. Like my tooth was hollow from the inside. And what is going to be your first reaction? You're gonna panic, which is a pretty logical reaction. But at first I was confused for the fact, what just happened? What? Like I was not expecting that. That was not on my bingo card for 2025. Okay. Like that's legitimately, I did not expect that. Okay, so yeah, I was confused, but then I found out that my tooth was hollow, and this should have been the non-weird way to say it, but I was really too dumb at that time of this recording. But hey, at least now we all understand that. Okay. Oh my god. Need to get some help, bro. Oh my god. Well, either way, not getting off topic again for the third time in this video. And let's just say my father panicked, and so did I. And I just what we did. We immediately pulled the keys and just got to the dentist because that's the first place you gotta go. And just so you know, this was the time when I was actually preparing for the final battles with 12th boards. Now that it's May and my results out and I've passed 12th class, so yeah, that's one thing or the other. I don't care, but hey, that's out of the way. But at that time, I was dealing with that. And I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was pretty surely expecting that the dentist is just gonna pick up a spare tooth and just put it right back in and we'll call it a day. But when I got there, the realization struck that I need to get a root canal treatment. Like seriously, for those who don't know what a root canal treatment is, it's like they dig into your hole. If you have a hole that is like exposing your nerves of the teeth that are like guarded with the crown or something, but that is like a big no. They are going to dig inside, and it was a little bit worse in my case because it wasn't the lower case like the jawline tooth. It was like connected with my skull, like the upper part of my face. Like, oh my god, this is gonna be a lot. They're gonna dig the hole, make the hole hollower than before, and then they're gonna plug out the nerves in my teeth and replace it with silicone. And that's all it was. You know, I have, me personally, I have my traumatic experience with dentists in my childhood, and in my adulthood, they are not really that good. I still fear the chairs, okay? So when it came to me that this is gonna be happening, but at that time my boards were on loose and I had to deal with them first. So the doctor said it's gonna be like continuous, that he has to come. And at that time, board exams were another big thing to deal with, so I had to deal with that first. And then, so 25 March, my whole syllabus got finished, board exams were done. So I did the first thing came into mind was relax, because when you like deal with boards, it's not like just anything. It is a war that has ended, and if everybody who has passed 12th class will know and will understand and can relate with me a lot of times. Okay, so the way this and I forgot to tell you the part where this actually happened, because I was in a Gurdwara on Sunday, and I had that gap, and normally I would try to not take anything there. I would just use the other side for the chewing process, and then I accidentally made a big bite that would fit in my whole mouth, and a piece got stuck. It got so stuck that my nerve triggered, and well, you know what happened from there on. Pain. It was so much pain. I've never felt it since the day I was born, except for the part of injections. That wasn't that was a little sting, but this was like, no, it was so much that I had to stop eating and give it to my mother in order for me to like get it. I was just like, patting him so many times on his knee that we need to go. This is unbearable pain. It's not that bearable. Like, I'm not kidding when I say this, but I genuinely saw and got to know what the real meaning of pain is. Else I just took it lightly, and oh my god, it was so much. We got to the dentist. We got some medicines that would heal the pain and stop it. And then I needed for me to get that out first. Like, and everywhere I go, there was no damn protein. And there was one retailer on the street who was selling burgers and had one toothpick that saved me from that pain. Shout outs to that man. W in the chat for that man, first of all. And then, and all of this stuff happened that I told you before, is in the start of this video, okay? And then the day arrived. First things first. When that happened, I was screaming in my chair, by the way. Yes. Because, first of all, whenever this type of treatment happens, they are going to give an injection in that area so that it is paralyzed. Yes, the place is paralyzed, so that there won't be much of a pain. But what type of Timu liquid were you using? Because you used it. It was swollen up and the area got paralyzed. But when you used the machine, I still felt the fucking pain, bro. I still felt it. It was more than just a sting. It was like 10 different types of sting in my body, and like a sharp needle both combined, which is just horrible. And I did not really knew what to do. I was just, oh my god. I was thinking, nothing's gonna happen. But when it happened, it was not very good. It was not very pleasant. It was not very nice. And you can just imagine what was going on in my mind from there on. So, yeah. That kind of became the wake-up call for me, because you gotta just make sure that you at least do it at least once, if not twice, okay? You need to do it at least once. Like, what? It's just 2 minutes of work. Oh my god, when I realized that, I just said, nah, I'm just going to make sure that I do my pace regularly. Until this day, I do it. Like, no. I go in the bathroom, put the paste, go to that, and just to make sure that I do it always, my father actually got me a new brush that was really soft and kind of felt a little too nice. So yeah, that's it. You can say I'm doing that because I don't want to feel the pain, and it is kind of soft. So my teeth really love that fact. So yeah, when they actually paralyzed my side where the tooth was actually about to happen, they actually unplugged the nerves from that specific area, where they actually made it a little more hollow so that they could reach the nerves. they took them all out, and they had to also sanitize that area over and over again, because no infection means no infection. And you know what happens when you just actually just do that? That is just so freaking horrible. I just cannot tell you. I just cannot. Okay, so it was just like, oh my god, what is that stain? It was all just stain, bro. I'm not gonna lie, kids, just make sure to do the brush and do everything that you can, because it will sting a lot. And I'm prime example of this. Okay, my slip up caused me all that pain. So make sure to do not do that, because it is not good and you'll hate it. Yes, hate it. Okay? So, but anyways, after all that was done, he especially showed me that this was my infected nerve. Like, get that pee out of here, bro. I'm not like to get traumatized. I'm not here for that. Like, okay? So he put it away, and sometimes he said that I was scared. Like, dude, I'm a grown-ass man. I wasn't 18 back then. I was still considered a teenager, so I wasn't really that much of a grown-ass. I was just half grown-ass man. Okay? About to step up in the second phase of being a grown-up. Okay? So, yeah, that's kind of happened. So, what's the moral of the story? You just make sure to do the brush, and make sure to have it every single time, because you may never know what actually hits you, what actually happens. But it'll all just go really bad, okay? Oh my god. I'm kind of embarrassed to tell the story, bro. I ain't gonna lie, but the things that we do is just what we do. That's true, okay? So, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. And, you know, this is all part of the fiction and all, but... So, this is the story. So... After that, when we were returning, of course I was driving, because I know how to drive a scooter. So he said that he would get me anything from the outside, like food, that I want, because I bared so much pain. Which, first instance, that is actually kind of true. I have bared a lot of pain, so it was much more deserved rather than that. So, anyways, if you guys... Thank you for like watching this, because I yapped a lot during this video, and if you guys enjoyed, then make sure to brush, because the pain I had to bury was a lot. It's okay. So this is it for the story. I'll see you guys in the next video. Listen guys, this took a little too long to make because I had some other stuff going on as well, but if you guys enjoyed this, please make sure to like and subscribe, because it helps a lot with these stories, and I am not that much good of a Minecrafter, and I'm trying to be that person. But hey, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay safe, and for now, Mr. Heaven out.